It's 1st of October 2025. Wow. Pretty soon we'll end the year. This year has been eventful. It's had a lot of ups, downs, but we're still here. Grace continues to keep us.
Absolutely. And the first of every month is something that we get excited about because it tells you that in as much as we are progressing in terms of the days in the year, your lifespan is also reducing. So you need to take notes and then make sure that you're streamlining things. I mean, some of us had resolutions 31st of December last year, and you're asking yourself, 1st of October in the new year, where are you with the resolutions? Do you have to re-look at some of these resolutions? Do you have to put in more effort some way, somehow, in some certain areas? I think it's a good time for you to just, look at your life and then take that introspection that you so need to be able to, realign for the year. Because guess what? We have 3 months more to end the year?
2 months.
October, we have just started October, so still 31 days. October, November, December.
Well, this December, dear, you don't count it. So
it
2
is
months.
possible. It is possible. It is possible.
Anyway, you're welcome to the show. It's a packed one. It's a beautiful day. It's Wednesday, so you know that on the show today will be an all-female ensemble on the breakfast with you. We'll bring you inside out. We'll take you to the sports world. We'll also have other discussions. We'll talk about AGOA. Now, what is going to happen to businesses? What is going to happen to trading? What is going to happen to export? What will happen to players in this sector? What alternative source of funding are they going to chase? These are conversations that we want to explore this morning. But before we do all these conversations, let's motivate you.
And Wayne Dyer says this morning, you cannot always control what goes on outside, but you can always control what goes on inside. That's the quote for this morning. You cannot always control what happens outside, but what's in the inside, you always do have control over. So you cannot tell people how to react or respond to the things that you do or say, but then you're responsible for what you say. They're responsible for how they understand it.
And how they react.
Exactly. So you don't have to bother too much about what others have to say or do with regards to what your life and all of that. Focus on you and make sure that once you build capacity, develop you, Charlie, people will always.
And talking about what we control inside, you know that October is Cancer Awareness Month.
Oh, yeah.
And cancer is non-communicable disease. And so you want to control what you consume. You want to ensure that you're eating healthy. You want to ensure that whatever it is that you want to do, you will maintain healthy habits. Because mind you, the numbers are staggering. The death rate is crazy, even though now there's Muhammad cares. But you equally have to care for yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so in the month of October, we know there's Seeds of Strength.
Exactly.
And other
That's
events.
on the 19th
On the 19th, there are other events also out there.
And we are marking breast cancer awareness.
Yes.
Please allow the tattoos to be free. Go and have your tattoos properly screened. You understand? Go and have your tattoos.
But can the husbands and boyfriends do that? Because I'm pretty much good at
For
knowing.
October, you are not an expert.
Oh, no.
For all other months.
No. We are all told and we are taught to know how to go about it. Like your hand and then the circle. So if you can't do it, I mean, get him to do it for you.
But you also need to get properly screened. Early detection.
After the first one.
Early detection saves lives, by the way. But let's help you improve your English language writing and speaking.
Here is today's word, W-I-L-L-Y, dash and I-L-L-Y, willingly. It's an adverb. If something happens to you willingly, it happens whether you like it or not. Let's exemplify it. Some former government appointees were asked to submit their diplomatic passports willingly.
Yeah, willy-nilly, whether you like it or not. So that's the word of the day, and I'm sure that you also would use that. You would use that in your conversations. It's beautiful as well. Teacher Baz helping us to appreciate that every single day on the show. But like Lily said, it's a Wednesday. What is midweek without some nice tunes to set the tone for the weekend, which is 2 days away, and for some of us, it's a long weekend. If you know,
That's an inside joke.
So let's bring you the video of the day. But we no go die. Yeah, Sarkodie and Kim promised with the video of that day. But let's begin the discussions for this morning by first checking out Inside Out.
On Inside Out this morning, we discuss the Africa Growth and Opportunities Act, popularly known as AGWA, with trade and economic benefits for Africa and the United States. Now, this was signed somewhere in the year 2000 by President Clinton, then of the United States. Well, it expires this September. Well, September expired yesterday, so it expired with September. And many are uncertain about what this means for trading, what it means for businesses, what it means for over 1 million indirect people who are beneficiaries of this, and the over 17 million people. What does this mean for us, even as Ghana? What are our prospects? Does this also give rise for us to consider and put in proper measures for the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement to properly succeed so that we can reap benefits? Because it means that once these agreements like AGOA, we heard of USAID being cut off, once these agreements or these support systems, these grants are off, what happens to Africa? Well, we also know that the Trump administration is supporting a 1-year extension. Until that agreement comes to fruition, what will happen? There's a lot of fear-mongering among a lot of trade experts, among a lot of businesses. Joshua, if you are a businessman in certain critical sectors, I'm sure that by now you'll be thinking.
Absolutely, especially if your target market is the market in the United States of America. And I remember having a conversation with Michael Ochubefi on State of Affairs on this particular one, and he was incensed about the whole fact that, well, this is where we are, and it's a very terrible precedent because, you know, businesses rely on this, be able to export to the American market, and, you know, the premium is, you know, manageable. But now that you are supposed to pay outside AGOA, which is about 15%, that's like a
stretch.
Huge one on businesses. Mind you, the market there is also quite troubling because now you're going to price in a way that would even deter people from purchasing the products because
now consumers
exactly, because no businessman will completely absorb everything, and so the businessman would like to pass it on. And if that is the case, then the consumers would have a bit of challenge because the purchasing power and all of those things. And mind you, we are in a situation where globally the economy is not looking too good.
Yeah.
And so we have to have that conversation vis-a-vis the economic strength of persons residing also in the United States of America. So it's a big worry to businesses that are exporting to the United States of America. But then we'll get to understand. And I doubt Donald Trump would extend anything.
Well, members of his administration are actually pushing for this, are the ones pushing for this, even though he has not given the indication that I will support it, that I am for it. He's always had a sort of resistance towards Africa.
The guy wants to develop America. How does AGOA develop America? It doesn't.
But it's just boosting in intra-continent trade.
What are you bringing? What are you bringing?
Especially now that we are neck deep in Galamsey, even our cocoa.
You don't meet the standards anyway. So what's the benefit to the U.S.?
Even our gold deposits.
Absolutely. So it's a very tricky conversation. But I am looking at the current trajectory of the Trump administration. It's not pro these days. Yes, we are making America great again. How does AGOA make America great? I don't see how it fits into that conversation. But Ibrahim Al-Hassan is here.
Yes, an interesting conversation. And so, yes, AGOA was instituted for a purpose. Africa had lagged behind, and so let's create opportunities for businesses on the continent, right? And so I think many of the individuals who are in the textile sector in Ghana, who are into vegetable and fruit export, they were the biggest beneficiaries. My heart goes out to those in the textile industry because that industry has collapsed, even with AGOA. Even with AGOA.
So you can imagine
do hear
what will happen
anymore. Do hear of GHOne textiles anymore. You get a point. It was a very vibrant sector. No anymore, because you know what? Our own compatriot decided to go to China
and go and print
things that were original to us.
And that's why I have a problem calling it African fabric. There's nothing African about the fabric.
Exactly. It's not even printed here.
Well, some of them.
No, we understand that the GTPs, but the plenty ones
on the market, they are not necessarily African fabric.
That's the point. So with this, we pray and hope that the extension comes on board. But before then, what are we doing as a country to fill in the gap? So these were opportunities for players in the sector to export their product at zero tariff. Mind you, Trump, aside the fact that AGOA is dead from today, has slapped 15% tariff on all exports from Ghana into the American economy. That makes it terribly worse and it's bad. And so, yes, we will subsequently seek to hear from government what alternative arrangements are being made to cater for the players in the sector, because it's that bad. See, you will be engaging the workers in the sector, the textile sector, and they'll tell you the challenges that they are going through. How many of them?
Now that you mentioned that, I think that we have them on phone. Now, let me hold you there as we engage them. Seth Mauniga is the chairman of the Textile Producers Association. Good morning, sir. How are you doing? I don't know if I should ask you how you're doing, especially as you've entered a new month, knowing that as of yesterday, AGOA expired.
Good morning, and good morning to your cherished listeners and viewers. Yes, it's unfortunate that the agreement has come to an end, as other speakers have stated. I mean, it's going to be a bit of worry to the industry. However, we are confident in our government that it will start the negotiation to renew the agreement. So we, in the industry, are a bit worried. We still hope that even as the government is able to do the visa restriction, and for the benefit of Ghanaians, we also pray that you negotiate for a new agreement for the textile industry.
But let's talk about the textile industry in general. Over the years, we know that you face the enormous challenges. Walk us through these challenges, sir.
Yeah. Yes, our most challenge has to do with the parity of our design. Yes, and that is the most challenge. And government have tried to fight. We have demonstrated against this parity over the years. Policies have been introduced, but still we face with the same problem of parity. And people go to parity our designs, produce them from outside, smuggle them into the country, sell them at cheaper prices, and that affects our industry in big time. So the fight is still on. That's our main challenge in this country. Some duties have been introduced, but still people are able to smuggle in our patented design in the market, selling at a cheaper price. As you all are aware, we have a high cost of production in this country. And it affects our prices as we put it in the market. So if people go whichever way they pass, get a cheaper, production cost, come without duty, that is what is affecting us big time. Apart from that, this our material importation, the dollar rate, even though governments have tried and reduced the rate from 17 to 12, that is our second challenge. Because most of our materials are imported outside. Then we come to the third challenge, what to do with our utility prices, water, electricity. So we are faced with these numerous challenges. But what do? We have been surviving. A lot of our colleagues or companies have collapsed. Few are in existence trying to survive. So we pray that the government will do something about it. We enter into agreement with the previous government, concerning our taxes, reducing our taxes and our import duties. That one too, I mean, they gave us some 3 years tax exemption on some of these things, but it's also expired, and we are trying to renew all this. So,
Right, but
the
Seth,
textile industry doesn't look good at all, yes.
right, but Seth, in the face of all these challenges, at what capacity are you producing now?
Yes, for GCT and the other textile factories, Akosumbu, for example, is almost shut down. Now, government came in to, the NPP government came in to help it down, but as we speak, it's producing at a very low capacity. Yes, not even up to 25%, but sometimes they don't produce at all, on and off. GTP and Princess, yes, we are managing small, but at very low capacity. GDP, for example, we produce about 50%. We cannot, because if we produce, we don't have the market. So that's the challenge we're facing. The industry is really facing a lot of problems. But we're hoping that this new government, with all the promises to revamp the industry, will come to fruition, and then we'll see how it goes.
It looks like you have a lot of confidence in getting this administration to address the challenges. You mentioned earlier that you are hopeful that the government will be able to, negotiate with the U.S. and get AGOA back. But looking at the foreign policy of the current administration of the United States of America, some believe this is not likely to happen. And in the case we do not have AGOA come back, what would that mean to the industry?
Okay, so we have faith. Without faith we can't lead. So we are trusting that though Trump regime has been has not been favorable to African trade, especially Ghana. It looks as if Ghana is trying to have a new kind of friendship with Trump. I mean, we are saying this based on the recent reversal of this visa restriction. So we believe that upon this new friendship kind of relationship between Ghana and America, especially Trump administration, we could also achieve something on the agreement going forward. And besides that, the government, NDC government also has promised to revamp the industry, even to establish new factories. And we are hopeful that they will concentrate on the old one, revive them before going forward to establish new ones. So we have faith. And we have faith until all these things we still believe that our leaders will do something about it.
And the absence of leaders doing something about it, as associations, as groups, what is the alternative for you?
Well, we have to just explore the other Africa countries. As the president said in his 80th anniversary GHOne speech, I believe we have a huge untapped market between the Africa countries. So in absence of this AGOA agreement, we will push our management to really look at other Africa countries that we can explore. If we get the opportunity to sell our products to other countries, we may survive without the AGOA, yes.
As we speak now, there have been any engagement whatsoever with either the Trade Ministry or any of the entities that you believe so well that will ensure that your sector is revamped? Have there been any engagements?
With the association, we are now trying, this news I think came for a few days past. So we now are arranging to engage the National Union and the government and see their position, actually. So in the coming days, we'll be scheduling a meeting with our seniors in the ICU and other federations in the textile industry and government, and see what specific program we have towards the renewal of the AGOA agreement. We are yet to do something.
Yes, at your peak, how many members did you have as an association or as a coalition? And now, can you tell us about the strength that you have as members under your umbrella body?
Currently, we have a little bit less than 500 as a textile company, with GTP having the majority.
And when the sector was thriving, how many could you boast of?
Hey, in the 80s, we're having more than 20,000. Then it comes down to 1,000 in the 90s, and it keeps reducing as some of the companies collapse. Yeah, so without any concrete solutions to revive the industry, we are afraid in the next few years, it will not be good for the industry.
Quite troubling. Quite troubling there, and the picture doesn't look good. But we wish you all the best, and hopefully government is able to keep its word and revamp the sector as promised. But Mr. Mawonyegan, thank you so much for speaking with us.
For speaking to us.
All right.
Thank you.
So that's Seth, and clearly the textile industry is not looking too good, and it looks like the answer to most questions is faith. Yes. It's just faith.
Yes, and I think it's something that many people in the country have decided to hold on to. Not just the country, probably the continent, continent of Africa. Faith and hope, and then belief.
Yeah, we're a continent that dwells on hope. But mind you, hope is not a strategy.
I agree. I agree. You must put in the work. But of course, interestingly, the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, about 3 days ago, in his post on the U.S. deportees and the visa restrictions, indicated that that was not the only thing that the government went to the table with by way of negotiations with the U.S. government, and that AGOA is on the table as well. So government of Ghana is in talks with the government of U.S., the Trump administration, to do many things, including lifting of the 15% tariff slapped on export, and then also to at least bring back AGOA, if not at least extend it for a while.
But you see, is it something that just our foreign affairs minister is pushing the U.S. government? Mind you, we are not the only country as membership to AGOA.
True. So well, we are the ones who accepted deportees.
But you see, the deportees were only for Ghana. How many African countries are part of AGOA? A lot of them.
Yes,
Kenyan, what do you call it, traders are now crying. You know, when you go to South Africa, when you go to Lesotho, they're all crying.
Yes.
So will the U.S. government be thinking about just Ghana as a collective bargainer?
That's an interesting perspective you bring to this, because when you look about Kenya or East Africa, for that matter, you see they export tea, and that's something in high demand in the U.S. economy. So if there's a trade-off, right, which one will you rather pay attention to? So that's why I think that I agree with Lily that Trump administration might have to extend it, even if by a year, because the administration might also lose. You depend a lot on tea, and that's produced in East Africa, specifically Kenya, right? And they are produced not just by Kenyan companies, Kenyan-owned companies, sometimes foreign-owned companies, including Americans as well, right? So therefore, there's that incentive for you to do that. But then again, we had something called AFTA. If you had paid attention to it,
what is the current state of AFTA?
By now, because it's like there's this in the name and a very huge edifice by way of office, and that is it.
And every
in
time
practical terms,
every time what we see is picture moment with the
man. Yes.
Every time this man is posing
one
for
meeting
pictures.
after the other, one handshake after
He's
the other.
Always in meetings, and
the structures have been put in place.
How many years
on? Too long.
How many years on after we situated the secretariat here? How many years on?
We were so happy with the fact that the secretariat had been situated here in our country. But if you ask him, and whenever we meet him, we should be able to ask him to tell us tangible achievement of AFTA with the exception of the very first containers that were moved across countries from Kenya to Ghana. That's it. You see?
Even
beyond
Ghana,
the optics.
Ghana to Togo trade is problem. Ghana Togo is problem.
You have to have faith.
No, this one faith will not come. There were many who were very, very pessimistic about this arrangement and the fact that the West were not going to allow this to happen. The least we can do is to prove them wrong.
Yes, and unfortunately, we have proven the West right.
I mean, if like ask Ras Mubarak,
yes,
the amount he had to pay for visas in Africa just to move around as an African.
Yeah, he had a
so when you have that conversation, you realize that the only thing we can have is faith. Because the practical terms is we cannot allow human beings to cross. How would we allow goods to pass?
Exactly.
Good
Human
question.
beings are passing with so many restrictions.
Good question.
Not
you know,
goods.
just before the Akufo-Addo administration
Exited.
we gave blanket approval to African citizens to enter our country without visas. But you see, the challenge with that is that there must be reciprocity. So when Ghanaians also enter your country, you must be willing to waive the visa fees. Unfortunately, other countries have not followed suit. So when you come here, we have to charge you.
Exactly.
Right, because we can't open our doors to you
And then you
at
close
no
yours.
fee, and you close yours to us. That's where the challenge is. So
That was the essence of the intra-Africa trade.
Yes, but once we are refusing to do the needful, the president was at the UN indicating that we must look to leveraging on our own resources. We must
these are
not
some
be
of the
giving
things- these are
concessions
some
to
of the things
other
that we should
people at our expense. But unfortunately, the leaders on the continent are not in sync with what the president said.
Unless it becomes easier for you to move in Africa than from Africa to Europe.
Exactly.
We'll have this conversation.
Let me burst your bubble. You know that there are some countries in Africa, when you're traveling to them, you have to first go to Europe
And come back
then
to
come back.
Image.
I was in the Gambia recently, and the South Africans and what have you, who came, were complaining that some of them had to go to Europe before coming to the Gambia.
Meanwhile, we are just a continent.
And
continent.
so you see why I say all we need to have is faith and keep the faith like that.
And they had a solution. The solution is, instead of us, we are all rushing to get an airline that will fly our flag.
Yeah.
Right? Togo, same. South Africa, South Africa Airways, with all the challenges and what have you.
Yeah.
The solution is a simple one. How about we get an African airline? And it's as if nobody has thought of this, right? Get one airline, probably run by the AU with expertise from various countries.
That
And that's an African airline. Would you flag everybody's flag? I mean, it's our flag that we want in the sky, right? How difficult should this be?
54 flags. The plane will be colorful.
Maybe we'll mix them together.
No,
the artists will mix
there
them
are certain
together.
colors that run through. So
Exactly. So a bit of that, yes. Especially the rainbow
No,
colors.
we'll mark them
The
with
rainbow-
dots, Anyway, that should do for Inside Out. But let's look at the papers.
Hey, Africa.
Anyway, we begin with Daily Guide. Fuel station owner cries foul over Total Energy standoff.
Oh.
That's a very interesting story. You know, franchise. So you can put up your own fuel station, and then you get a franchise whether from GHOne, from Total, or from Shell, right? So there's a partnership, and you share the proceeds. Now this gentleman says there are deductions that are befuddling. He doesn't understand as a businessman, so he wants to pull out. Total said no. Went to court, secured a judgment that, hey, let him go because he needs a letter from Total, letter of freedom, that you can go and partner anybody else, right, or any other entity. That's not coming. A few days to the expiration of the judgment, Total has mounted an appeal and then requested for stay of execution, which means that this businessman and his investment is still lying fallow and going to waste and he's losing money. And so that's the story. A very interesting one.
It's like a divorce case.
Yes.
Right.
Right. So the claim from Total was that they are share owners of the entity. The court says no, this belongs to this businessman. They filed an appeal.
Interesting times ahead. Claims of 3 billion cedis NLA giveaway false. Yoko seizes Wontumi's 15 luxury cars.
To me, won to me.
To me. Bibi be to me, won to me.
The Akubede say Yoko to me, won to me.
Okay. Wachejaku declares NPP chairmanship bid. The man Torino.
Yeah, you will be Akubede.
You know, Justice Kulendi Jakpa dragged to CID. This is in relation to the ambulance trial. Daily Guide resumes Saturday publication. And so those of you who want to read Daily Guide on Saturday, you can grab copies. You can go online and you can go to the various newsstands.
All right, so let's check out the Ghanaian Times this morning. Ghana's water resources decline from 1,900 cubic meters per person in 2016 to 1,500 now. This is according to the Water Resources Commission. And the president holds crunch meeting with CSOs of illegal mining menace on Friday. That would be a very interesting one. And I was hoping that would be open to the public. It would have been a very beautiful one.
Yes.
Because these are the CSOs that say, John Mohammed, hey, we have not heard anything you are saying. We want a state of emergency. Now the president is meeting. I wonder what he's going to tell them there.
Yes. So I've heard Franklin Kodjo talk about the fact that it should not take meet and greet to fight galamsey. Right? But his entity has been invited. So let's see what comes out of it. But I think the engagement is a necessary one. Right?
No, but it is necessary. But my question is, why now? I mean, this administration has been in power for 9 months, right?
Yes.
And in opposition, they've been talking about they have the strategy to fight galamsey.
Yes.
Why didn't the administration invite the CSOs?
No, so they thought the CSOs would agree easily with them that say, oh, we just came, give us time, state of emergency is not needed now. But then after that, the CSO said, no, you said, so we are going to stay. So perhaps this meeting is to, open them to the strategy government is using.
And convince them
said, no,
to stay off the
this is why you
declaration of
don't
a
need a
state
state
of
of emergency now.
Yeah.
And President Mahmoud should invite some of us to be there too.
Yeah.
We're all CSOs. We're all involved.
You can form one now. So GA today, CFC. Right? But the thing is, the invitations have already been sent out. So you might not be invited.
There's always a way out.
Yesterday, Dr. Samiaya was in the seat that you are seated on, and he talked about the fact that, yes, the president feels that the government is rolling out its strategies. The CSOs who are from outside have also expressed concerns, and they have their own directions that they think the fight should take. So how about you merge the two?
Exactly.
Bring them, hear them out, tell them what you are doing, then you find at least a converging ground. That's one. Two, I also believe that the state of emergency demands, and what government has done now by saying that forest reserves, water bodies are designated as security zones. What it means and what will be done. We spoke and we were talking about boots on the ground and what have you. The president will have to take the opportunity and also engage CSOs, tell them about it, and find out whether they are satisfied. Again, Olasewa, she says it's blacklisted media because she doesn't feel like we've projected the fight enough. And I said, okay, then that should be with the exception of our platform and our network. Because indeed, we've highlighted this, we've given opportunities for people to share ideas, for government to speak to this, and then also tell the public.
And we've taken the bastion too.
Joshua is right. We need to be invited too.
We need to be invited.
Maybe we also need to form an alliance for eco-security.
Yes. That foundation has just been born today.
So there's also Water Aid Ghana launches 18.9 million wash projects in the Upper East region, and German government to help Ghana strengthen regional security. FERSUG calls for regulatory framework to guide surrogacy practice.
It's happening, but it doesn't have regulations.
The legal framework.
Boys are donating sperms anyhow, and what have you. It's not regulated.
And people are using their wombs, and some of them at some point.
Yeah, carrying people's.
At some point, people are not being paid. At some point, the people ghost them, and so we need proper regulation.
Yes. We of course, and there are many fertility establishments that are not regulated. It's a big deal, and government needs
because
to pay
now I
attention
know
to
clinics that have converted to fully fertility centers now because that's where the real money is.
You see,
and sometimes I wonder. Anyway, everybody wants babies. Like
It's a terrible thing for people to go through, I once engaged. They have an association. They call it Childless Couple Association. Yes, they have Childless Couple Association of Ghana. They have an association. Yes. It's a big deal.
So
they offer emotional support.
So you get a child, you're out of the group.
Yes. Once you get a child, your aim is achieved, right? So then you exit. Because that is the ultimate goal.
And then you enroll new ones. Okay, interesting. Charlie, this country. And let's move on to the next newspaper.
The Chronicle this morning. Fuel dealer flaws Total Energies in court. Oil giant ordered to issue release letter within 30 days to the defendant. And American in court for dealing in gold without license. And Eastern Region NPP MPs deny calling Brian to retract their endorsement of Bawumia. And Brian's camp is saying that 9 out of the 15, right, have called to say that they did not endorse Bawumia. My question is, how do you know the 9 are not lying? You get it? How do you know the 9 are not lying to you, right?
It's a cocoa season for everybody.
So. Yeah, and the quotation for this morning, Proverbs 22, verses 22 to 23. I can't see what is there, but you can read for yourself.
Do not exploit the poor because they are poor, and do not crush the needy in court. For the Lord will take up their case and will exact life for life.
Okay, this one is for the businessman.
Yeah, so God will be fighting Total Energy.
Anyway, let's move on. The Daily Searchlight says more than Ghana, 1 cedi 80 pesos to feed each prisoner. Amount reviewed to 5 cedis, but yet to be paid. Ghana's prisons face funding challenges amid rise in food costs. Probe Kolendi and Jakpa petition. 6 illegal miners busted at Sehumewa. Cracks in NPP. General Secretary chases Bono Chairman Abronye. Alleged national security operatives storm whole residence, assault woman, tow away vehicles. Hey.
The custodian says Justice Kulendi Richard Jakpa to face CID over obstruction of justice. Abronye demands live broadcast to prove Ken's anti-party actions. CBE blast
showdown
for an ethical probe into NLKGL deal. And there's also mentioned traitors among us. 15 Eastern Regional pro-Bawumia MPs, there Brian. And there is Tano North MC fingered in Galamsey operations. It's been a while I heard that word.
Yes, the Ghanaian publisher this morning, MPs there Brian, name snitches or apologize. And the MP here is the Insawama Dwejiri MP,
Frank
and Minority Chief Whip Frank Anodompre. He is unapologetically Bawumia blooded.
Yes.
Mohammed drags CSOs into Galamsey.
what kind of headline is this? Drugs them.
This is the picture they used.
I think if they had added just fight, drag CSOs into Galamsey,
say fight. Nah, into Galamsey, because Galamsey is illegal mining.
So the Ghanaian publisher, this one.
I mean, sometimes in our quest to garner attention on headlines, some of them below the belt. Come on, we are journalists.
CID asked to probe Kulendi Jakpa over alleged plot to derail Atoforsen trial. You know that is because Jakpa has also petitioned CID, right?
Of course.
So I'm told that certain Uforiata, who is the spokesperson for a penny fee, has also decided to go to CID.
Jakpa wants the former Attorney General to be looked into.
Finally, CB slams. Okay, so it's okay.
The Informer says 15 Eastern MPs reaffirm support for Bawumia. NACOC chief collaborate to fight illicit drug. OSP NABS sledge over minerals income and investment fund cash. NLA KGL agreement. Chamber faults fourth estate. Tamale Hospital pays ghost about 1.5 million. Somebody would die. Go for the funeral. Then you still... Ghana, no. We still blame politicians.
The one to minute the payment voucher or whatever that is called, right? The one to give clearance for payment went for the funeral of the deceased.
And still
came back to clear it.
We're just not ready to fight corruption.
But how about
as a country?
there was supposed to be a system triggered, and that system had not been triggered. So even though you have seen the dead body, right? If that system is not triggered,
you are assuming that
the person might be still
alive.
Anyway,
let me touch on one more headline, which I find very alarming. Road crashes claim 1,937 lives in 8 months. See, we keep talking about this, the carnage on our roads, the needless loss of lives, and the things we're supposed to do. We know better, but we fail to do better. Charlie, let's move on.
The news center says AI coding to drive telecom growth, according to Blurred. There's also Total Energies cripples dealer Thomas Kofi Class Peters filling station remains shut for 2 years. Ambulance case, Kulendi Jakpa dragged to CID, and Dami faces CID probe today. So side by side.
I know.
The petitioner has also been petitioned against. Yeah, so that's the news center. There's also ministers contradict each other on unpaid teachers' salaries.
Yes, we pick it.
13 months.
Yeah,
that's
Charlie.
the news center.
Okay. Yeah, who dey uncle? All right. So that should do for Inside Out and what the newspapers are reporting this morning. We head to the sports wall shortly. Well, Jones is here with the sports chat. Jones, what are we looking at this morning?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yesterday we paid 3 CDs, the DSTV. Tomorrow.
Today.
Today we'll pay 2 CDs. if you used to pay 3 CDs, today pay 2 CDs, 2.5. There are some areas where you pay 4 CDs, pay 3 CDs. But as for the old price here, because some people are confirming that it has been upgraded. They realize that it has been upgraded.
Their channels have increased.
Yes. Me, I don't have some, so me, I don't know.
So if you go and watch there, you go
kill it.
Yeah, kill it.
Well, let's start off from arm wrestling because the president was on the game yesterday and has bemoaned the lack of support for their side. They went all the way to Europe and won 1 silver medal and 2 bronze medals. And he says, yet still, there has been no support for his athletes.
If I look at the performances from the various African countries, the Malian guys who came, the guys from Benin, the guys from Egypt, the guys from South Africa, everybody who sat with me, in fact, at the board level, they were surprised because this year was super for Africa. Wow. To have Benin win medal, to have Egypt win medal, to have South Africa win medal, to have Mali. Africa did so well, and Africa has come of age. The biggest challenge is that we do not have the support of the various governments. That is our challenge. Yeah. But I know that the very moment we begin to get the support of our governments, we will do better than what we are doing today. Egypt is being supported by their government. Benin, we nurtured them, we sponsored them, we trained them. Now they are being supported by their government. Nigeria is being supported by their government. I can't say that about Ghana.
Well, you can't say that about Ghana.
It appears the government itself does not believe in the sport. That's the sad part.
Very soon it will be made an Olympic sport. We're hoping. So when don't forget that last year it saved Ghana at the African Games.
Yes.
A lot of medals, even though it's Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, like we fire him. Anyway, he has also revealed that Charlie, like the thing, they go on war. So after 2027, if he doesn't see some improvements with regards to support, he would quit arm wrestling.
We won't give up, but I have considered a lot of things. Maybe after 2027, if nothing changes, I'll quit arm wrestling.
Oh, I was just going to ask you what's the future looking like.
We want to again represent Ghana during the African Games, and we are working towards it. It takes lobbying, it takes investment, it takes travel.
Yes.
Nobody cares. because arm wrestling is mine, maybe nobody cares. But when we win the medals, it will be counted in the name of Ghana.
Well, we hope Onya would calm down, Mr. Charles. We want him to stay. He's been doing so well for this.
For years.
The young lady you see there has been employed by the immigration. Yeah, she's 19.
And
yes.
After they realized that she was good
She's
with arm
very
wrestling.
good at and a lot of them, that's what happens when they do that. Anyway, to the under-17 side, the Black Starlets, they have qualified for the WAF or the AFCON, not the WAFCON, the AFCON in Morocco next year. Yesterday, they beat Nigeria 2-0 in the semi-finals of the Wafu B tournament, and they will set up a final with host nation Ivory Coast. So yesterday, they won their game. Sunday, they will play their final against Ivory Coast. But then the good news is that we are heading to the AFCON in Morocco, and when they get to the semi-finals in the AFCON, it means that they will qualify for the World Cup. Congratulations to the Black Starlets. And let's head to the UEFA Champions League before I go. Yesterday, interesting results. Atalanta beat Club Brugge by 2-1. Kairat were home and lost to Real Madrid by 5-0. A hat-trick for Kylian Mbappe. It means that Kylian Mbappe has now also scored 60 goals in the UEFA Champions League and one of the youngest players to do so. Atletico Madrid beat Frankfurt 5-1. Bodo Glimt and Tottenham Hotspur settled for a 2-2 draw. Chelsea, another red card for Chelsea in that game. I told you Chelsea are becoming a red card FC, but then they beat Benfica, Jose Mourinho's side, by 1-0. Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0. Inter beat Slavia Praha by 3-0. Marseille 4, Ajax 0. And Pafos were home and lost to Bayern by 1-5. And today in the UEFA Champions League, Karabakh play Copenhagen at 4:45 p.m. USG take on Newcastle 4:45 p.m. AS Monaco would host Manchester City. Arsenal face Olympiacos. The biggest one for the night is Barcelona against PSG, champions of the UEFA Champions League. They take on Barcelona. Leverkusen play PSV. Dortmund take on Athletic Club. There's Napoli against Sporting, and Villarreal take on Juventus. All right. We'll give you highlights and previews and reviews of the UEFA Champions League on the game at 1:30, 1 p.m. not 1:30, 1 p.m. With Joel and Monica Bukari. I am Joe Sadie Zara. It is a sports chat, of course. We're outside. Welcome to October. 9th October, we'll be outside proper.
Hey.
We'll be celebrating and then we'll be outside. So yeah.
Okay. Congratulations to you. All right. That should do for sports chat. We'll take a break here. When we return, it's Wednesday, right? And so the ladies will join us for the breakfast review. The show, this is still GH Today, your perfect morning companion. It's time for the breakfast review. And I told you earlier that on Wednesdays it's an all-female ensemble, and so the ladies have joined me in studio. This morning I've been joined by Nuong Falong. She is a member of the NDC Communications team, and Grace Akusia Amoabing. She is a member of the NPP Communications team. Grace, good morning to you. This is my first time meeting you, so you're welcome to the team. How are you doing, though?
I'm doing very well. Everything is okay.
We thank God. How's opposition, by the way?
Oh, opposition is okay. We are not doing bad. We are good. We are making sure.
Are you sure you're good? Your general secretary thinks otherwise.
Oh, my general secretary thinks, okay, fine. We had issues before going into the elections. We lost the elections, so it's natural to have all this back and forth. But I'm sure we will settle and then we'll move on as a party. That is why the party is going for an early primary, so that we can be able to get our flag bearer on time, unite as a party, and also move on to, unity talk and everything to make sure the party is together again. It's normal to lose. We've lost an election before. This is not the first time we were able to come together to win elections in 2016. So, and also win election in 2020. So it's normal for us to go into opposition, but I'm sure we'll work together, come back together, get all our leaders, our members, our delegates to work together, and then win power in 2028. So yes, it's normal, but we are fine. We are very confident. Okay.
After the January 31 showdown, because some people say they are going to give some candidates a showdown.
January 31st?
Yeah, after January 31.
After January 31, somebody's going to give a showdown.
Yeah, some candidates say they are going to give.
I think... when it's like, when things are happening is when,
the heat of
everything, everybody thinks that people are saying whatever. But then when we settle on January 31st, I'm sure we will all work together as a team because the picture ahead is huge. So why would you settle for less? Whilst when you know that we can get to the place where we want to. Yes, exactly. So I'm sure it's just everybody is angry, people are sad, people are disappointed. It's normal because we've lost an election. Yes, so I think it's normal. We will all come back together. Eventually, 31st, when we have the flag bearer, he will sit with the other candidates and make sure we are together, and then we'll win. We'll win elections 2020. We are confident about that.
You mentioned flag bearer. I'm interested, but that's not the conversation. I'm interested to know whether you are connected, a GHOne pair, or you are a rich man.
Okay, I'm from the Eastern region.
So you are with the rich people.
I would say that 2024, 2023, 2024, I campaigned for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Actually, I was on Dr. Bawumia's team. I was part of the comms people. I was doing a lot of social media content for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And I'm still with my leader. I campaigned for him back then, and I'm still with him. So I'm with.
So for you, I can't
exactly.
Okay, noted. No, 9 months in, how is the NDC government doing with regards to managing the affairs of Ghana?
So first of all, I'd like to say good morning to you, to the technical crew, to the NPP's representative who I've never met before, to all the comrades that are tuned in, to my Laura constituency, and especially to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who arrived last night from the United Nations General Assembly, the 80th UN General Assembly, where he gave a very visionary, very rousing speech, reignited the Pan-African spirit. I'm sure we all listened to the speech. Look, we've had even other African countries jealous of Ghanaians because that speech was a revival. So welcome back, Your Excellency. Thank you for that brilliant representation. We are all proud to be Ghanaians at this time. 8 months in, I think the NDC...
Now you've entered officially 9 months in. We're in October.
Yes, it's just started. But I think that the...
So we should be seeing.
We have been carrying, now we'll deliver. But I think we've carried brilliantly. I think every well-meaning Ghanaian will agree that considering the economy we inherited at the beginning of this year and the economy we have today, it is impossible to say that the NDC has not put in work. The finance minister has been putting a lot of work. All the appointees, we came in promising to stabilize the economy. We promised Ghanaians a reset, and I believe that there's been excellent delivery. When you look at the economy, before you analyze it, you have certain indicators that you refer to. And if you refer to critical indicators like inflation, the interest rate, like the exchange rate and all that, you can see improvements. These are not just numerical improvements, they are improvements that are felt by Ghanaians. This country came into government in January of this year. Inflation was what, 23%. Today, as we speak, inflation is 11 point something percent. That clearly shows that we have improved the standard of living of Ghanaians. Goods and services are cheaper. Ghanaians are able to afford more food and services than they did before. And some of their income has been freed up for other critical expenditure. Okay. So yes, before I, give a full lecture on that, yes, Ghana is doing very well. I think that Ghanaians feel a change in their living standard, in their personal economies. If I give you Ghana 2024, Ghana 2023, the years before, and I give you Ghana 2025, which one will you choose? Let's be honest. You will choose the present Ghana that we live in. Although there are still critical areas to tackle.
Like Galamsey.
I agree. I agree that a lot more can be done where Galamsey is concerned. But I also think that a lot has been done so far. Government has been very committed. At LI 2462 is going to be repealed, an LI that was introduced by the NPP and enabled wanton mining on our water bodies, in our forest reserves. Here we are working to repeal that. I don't know if you've been following the operations of NIMOS, the National Anti-Illegal Mining. They've been putting in so much work. They have dismantled whole communities that have been engaged in illegal mining. If you go to Enchima Forest, the River Nkobra, all those areas, they have been massive crackdowns by NIMOS, and they have been able to reclaim some lands. We have the Blue Water Guards who are busily guarding our water bodies and ensuring that we are able to reclaim all of these areas. The NDC government has taken a decentralized approach to fighting Galamsey, and I think that it is yielding results. It's okay to ask government to do more. Government will do more.
Now that you talk about Galamsey, let me start the conversation.
You mentioned it too. You talked about it.
Well, I asked you,
yes.
and then you gave us an extensive lecture on Galamsey. Now that you've set the tone, let's discuss President Mohammed's proposed meeting with the CSOs on a Friday. Some of them have questioned why the talk shop between the president and the CSOs. I mean, everything they will probably speak to at this table. They've been championing it for months. The president has been in administration for 9 months. Why now?
The accounts have a saying that you want to if you don't sell your sickness, you won't get medicine for it. The NDC government had a brilliant manifesto, so we cannot say that there was no, ideas. We have brilliant ideas, more brilliant than the team that says they have ideas. When we came into government, regardless of the promises and the plans to stabilize the economy, what did we do? We held a national economic dialogue. I believe there are a lot of people who said the national economic dialogue was not necessary or not relevant. At the end of the day, we can see that there is tangible improvement in our economy. I think this is a more open approach to tackling the problem. Mind you, Galamsey is not a one-party problem. It's not an NDC problem. It's a Ghanaian problem. We are dealing with Ghanaian lives. And so the voices of the Ghanaian people matter. above any political propaganda out there. And it is this approach that is going to help us bring together critical opinions, critical solutions, and then proceed to implement those. We've already started fighting galamsey, but because there remains a lot to be done, it is important to seek diverse opinions and to fine-tune those opinions into the fight against galamsey. I believe that that is what government is doing.
Okay, let me come to you, Grace. This will not be the first time that the president is meeting CSOs on the fight against galamsey. Your thoughts?
My sister here said everybody is doing the country. Let me just stick to the matter. The reason why we are here is galamsey. She said the tool, so let me start with that. First of all, I would like to say that the NDC has failed. President John Mahama and the NDC have failed drastically. You know why? Just last year, we were in opposition. They were in opposition. It looks like they had all the ideas. She mentioned we had the ideas. They had all the ideas, to the extent that they even suggested the president, Nana Akufo-Addo, call for state of emergency. What happened to those ideas? Because they were insisting. Now, luckily for them, they have 4 cabinet ministers who were part of the people who stood on the media, who came on social media, who came on TV, radio to say, okay, we should call for a state of emergency. I can mention their names. What happened to that? As we talk now, she said we had ideas. Back then, the water turbidity was 14,000 NTU, which means during our time, it was better because it was 14,000. Right now, as we stand, it's over 94,000 NTU. So, Lily, if you compare this, who would you say did better with the issue of galamsey? Because they just came in 3 months, it had increased more than 3 times. Before they came to power, they knew they had all the knowledge. They had everything intact. Even their minister for lands, Honorable Boa, was on TV. And what was he doing? He was weeping. If you knew then that if you knew you had all the ideas, now you've been given the position, you've been given the environment, everything for you to perform. So why do you cry now? As we stand now, 10 districts in Cape Coast Central Region have been shut down because the water for people to have clean access, they've shut down the Kwenyakun water plant, and people do not have access to clean water because of this galamsey. Is this what you say you have the ideas to be doing this, like to be curbing or to be stopping galamsey? It means they have failed. Even in their manifesto, 120 days, you had a 120 days promise.
Social contract.
Social contract with Ghanaians. Ask them what happened to the social contract they had with Ghanaians. They said in 120 days they will ban illegal mining. What happened? 120 days. We are in what? This is the 9th month since they came to power. And it has increased. We've heard people bringing in more excavators. People bringing in more excavators. I thought they had a plan to stop galamsey. So what happened? I think we should be asking.
But how do we ascertain that the excavators coming in are solely for galamsey? People use them for construction.
Yes, you can say that. But we all know, I've used the Kumasi road several times, and then in the evenings, like sometimes they do the transportation, and you see a lot of them being transported to that area. We are not kids. We know what is going on. So if you say you have all the ideas when you were in opposition, what happened? I think the president calling for the CSOs is just for the optics, because he's not going to say anything to them, anything new. We know that he had a press conference where he talked about galamsey, and people were not excited about it. Ghanaians were not happy about the responses that the president gave. So he's seeing the people talking about it. Nobody has said any good thing about what the press conference. So now the best way is to call the CSOs to the Jubilee House, and then they give them something, and then they stop talking.
Is that what President Akufo-Addo did at the time?
No, that's not what. Let me tell you, President Akufo-Addo did not do that. I can state the number of measures.
You said that.
Right.
That is what happens at the Jubilee House.
I didn't say I didn't say that is what happens. I said the president now knows that after his, the promise that he made that he was going to stop Galamsey, and even included in his manifesto that in 120 days, this he's going to sign. He has signed a social contract with Ghanaians. He hasn't been able to do that, and people are asking questions. Why didn't you reach out to the CSOs before this time? Why didn't you? You said you can stop. Even one of his cabinet ministers says if the president has the power to stop Galamsey in 1 week. So when you came to power, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you reach out to the CSOs? Why are you doing that now? Because you realize that after your responses, the people are not excited. People are not enthused about the responses you gave them. Okay. So now people have started talking. So now you need to invite them there. I'm asked, why didn't he invite them before this time? That is the question. What has changed? What has happened to all the ideas that they said they have, that they're going to stop Galamsey? It's 9 months now, and it's even worse. Now people are on social media. People are not even scared anymore. They sit on social media. You can go to TikTok. You see all these people minding and putting their faces on social media. Their constituencies, executives are fighting with military men. Are we stopping? Is this what the government is saying he's stopping Galamsey? It looks like people are playing. People are having fun with it. Even on social media, it's not a serious matter anymore. But with the attitude they put up when they were in opposition, blocking roads, doing all the demonstrations, doing everything, saying all these things, with now 4 cabinet ministers thinking and sitting now with Mohammed to do all these things, why are they not stopping Galamsey? It's 9 months. We should be asking ourselves these questions. Ghanaians, they know that people are not excited. They know that Mohammed, the NDC, cannot stop Galamsey. They are joking with it. They are playing with it. The seriousness that they used when they were in opposition, they are not doing that anymore. I remember there was one time that they put a picture, I think it was Basintali, it's on his social media page, propaganda, they put some pictures up that these are the kingpins of Galamsey. These people are no longer in power. You are in power. What is stopping you? You say you can't stop them because you know the people. Why are they doing Galamsey at this time when you know the people who are responsible for Galamsey? That should tell you that whatever they told us there, they were all lies. They lied to Ghanaians so that Ghanaians will vote for them to come to power. Ghanaians believed them that they were going to do something about it because they can stop it in 1 week. We are in the 9th month and nothing is happening. It's even worse. And the example I gave you is the water turbidity that I mentioned. That even us at that time, our time before we left power, it was 14,000. And now they are recording 94,000 NTU to the extent that they have shut down a water processing company in
processing plants.
Yes, exactly. So if you look at it clearly, the NDC is not going to stop Galamsey. They just used Ghanaians. They just played with the minds of Ghanaians to win power. That is what they did. And Mohammed calling the CSOs, I would say that he is just doing it because he didn't get the responses that he wanted to get after his press conference with the recent press conference he had. People are talking about it. People are not excited. People are not amazed. People are not moved by the answers that he gave. So if you ask me, I think it's just one of those things. It's just for the optics. He's not going to really say something because if you have the will, you can just stop it. Why do you need the CSOs? Why do you need them? If you can stop Galamsey in a week, if you have plans, if you have a social contract with Ghanaians, why wouldn't you just go ahead and call for them to hold Galamsey? You are changing blue water guards. You've seen some of the things on social. People have guns. What are the blue water guards doing? We should ask ourselves as Ghanaians.
They are not there to fight Galamsey.
They are not fighting. They are supposed to protect. Are they able to do that?
No. So NIMOS is protecting. They are whistleblowers. That's what.
That is basically is the same. But are they able to do their jobs? Even if they blow their whistle, are they able to do what they are supposed to do?
They work in collaboration with NIMOS.
Yeah, but then it's not working.
NIMOS is a security apparatus.
Right. But then they blow the whistle. I'm asking. So with all the whistleblowers, all the people that we saw graduating from the water guards, like all the people, are we seeing the effects? Are we seeing what the results? The reason why they put all these people are we getting the results as Ghanaians? Is it able to fight Galamsey? That's what I'm asking.
Okay.
So I don't think they are ready to stop Galamsey.
I'm sure
they have failed drastically. They have failed because with the vim, I'm like the vim that they used to campaign on this issue, and now we are here, and in 9 months, the thing has like tripled, more than that. I don't think they are ready to fight Galamsey. They just used it to get Ghanaians to vote for them.
No, were you ready to fight Galamsey, or it was just a tool to ascend the throne?
Find projects and activities that clearly show that government is fighting Galamsey. I think the problem with Galamsey has always been the lack of political will to fight it, which was very clear during the NPP. Listen, if the NPP had solved Galamsey, we would not be here discussing Galamsey. It would have been solved. The fact that we are sitting here discussing Galamsey shows that the NPP did nothing to solve it. In fact, they were complicit. Today, we are in a country where demonstrators can actually go and demonstrate against Galamsey freely, without being harassed, without injunctions, without fights with the police, without being arrested and thrown into jail. You and I were in this country when all of those things happened. Innocent bystanders were bundled up and thrown into jail. Their families couldn't even locate them. They were languishing hungry in different kinds of jail cells when they were not even involved. And even those who did the demonstration, what was their crime? Demonstrating, even demonstrations against Galamsey were a crime in this country. The MPP made that a crime. You couldn't even speak up against it. So thank God that today we are able to speak up against Galamsey. Today, people hold demonstrations against Galamsey and nobody even hears about it. It's a peaceful protest. Look, I mentioned earlier I don't want to make this a political issue because Ghanaian lives are bigger than NPP, NDC. And that is what we should be focusing on. From 1988 in this country till 2017, the licenses issued to small-scale miners were not even as much as what was issued between 2017 and 2025. Do you know how many small-scale licenses were issued? Over 2,000 in this country. Unprecedented, more than we've ever had in the history of this country. That was the MPP's heavy commitment to illegal mining. They owned it. It became part of their business. Prominent party persons were indicted. And what happened? They were simply cleared. There was no commitment to even investigating the people that were destroying our water bodies. This LI 2462 that we are trying to repeal, who introduced it? Who instituted it in this country? The MPP. For what purpose? The bad illegal mining they were doing was not enough for them. They had to go into forest reserves and water bodies. That's how bad it became. Between January 2025 and today, no small-scale mining licenses have been issued. That is commitment. Over 1,400 illegal miners have been arrested between January and today. You can't tell me that is not commitment. We are committed to fighting Galamsey. Government has taken solid steps to fight Galamsey. If anyone tells you government is not fighting Galamsey, they are just engaging in propaganda. But before you come and criticize government, as an MPP person, ask yourself, what did your government do? Your government got us into this situation that we are trying to get out of. Accumulation of all the illegal mining your government allowed to proceed. If you ask Erastus, he will tell you, 2023, 2022 till 2024, the MPP government did not take one step in fighting Galamsey. Why? Because they didn't want people to vote against them. They were campaigning for elections, and elections they still lost.
Are you sure?
I referred to someone, Erastus.
Because
it was
she
clear.
mentioned something like, she wants to make this a Ghanaian thing, not politics.
Yes, but if
and
you accuse government, I have to speak to the facts.
Anything about it.
I
but
said,
one of
according
their
to
own
Erastus,
people were
it was
in
there,
the pit.
clear.
in the pit with the Galamseyers, telling them they should vote for the NDC and then they will allow them to mine.
Propaganda.
That's not propaganda. It was on video.
Look, anyone.
It was on video. They were in the.
Anyone.
Please hold on. I'll come back to you for a write-up.
Anyone involved in illegal mining, whether the person is MPP or NDC, is an enemy of state. I'm not going to defend. If you are an NDC member and you are involved in illegal mining, you are an enemy of this country. It doesn't matter who you are.
That's what I'm saying.
If you are an MPP person and you are involved in illegal mining, you are an enemy
the way you
of
put
this
your
state.
statement that we didn't do anything, but you know your people were there doing it. So why do you say it was
No,
the
I do not-
NPP there using
if
it
you
to
have
campaign,
NDC
but you had the
people who are-
NDC person on camera?
Let me finish my submission.
Okay, sorry.
If there are NDC people who are involved in illegal mining, name them. No one is going to defend them. But the facts remain that we had on video, we had your people captured on video, engaging in illegal mining during
People?
your administration.
No, I haven't. Which people? When was that? Like, our people? Who are the people?
Even Chairman Won to me was accused.
No, he was.
What
he
did you
said
do?
he was.
What
No,
did you do?
He said,
you
no,
cleared
he
him.
said
Your
they were there.
own appointee, Professor Frimpong Boateng. No, it's my submission, so I'm allowed.
Right.
Your own Professor Frimpong Boateng, who was your appointee, came out to tell us that you people. He came out to tell us. He's a member of your household.
Right.
And he came out to tell us that you people are engaged in illegal mining. Are you saying he was lying or we shouldn't believe him? He investigated, he wrote his report, he came out and submitted it to the good people of Ghana. The facts remain. What did you people do? You harassed him, heckled him, made his life miserable. Because he was the one person who was honest enough to come out and say that this party is a Galamsey party. And he tried to do the right thing. You refused to, the powers that be in your party, refused to allow the poor Professor Frimpong Boateng to do his job. When Won to me and allies were accused, you came out and you came to clear him. The president at the time, Akufo-Addo, came out and spoke against it. He wouldn't even allow the institutions to do their work and investigate properly. So when it comes to Galamsey, if you want to make it a political issue, your party is heavily guilty. But coming back to today in 2025, government remains committed to improving Galamsey. I don't know why there will be if government says they are going to consult CSOs and bring on board ideas that will help take off Galamsey, why would anyone be against it if you truly want us to solve Galamsey? I think all Ghanaians should be committed to ensuring that one day we'll wake up in this country and there will not be illegal mining. It's a continuous fight. When you say that government comes into power, you are expecting results in what? How many months? Galamsey is a continuous fight. And we have put in work. We intend to put in more work. The calls to do more are very welcome. The good people of Ghana who are asking government to do more against Galamsey, it is a justified call. Government welcomes it. And government will do more.
Okay.
Yes, with what she just said, I think then the NDC and the people who stood out there, who came out there to come and say, oh, they should call the state of emergency and all that, should come out and apologize to Ghanaians. Because then now you are in power, so you see it as a Ghanaian problem, but not we shouldn't politicize it because you are in power. But you use this as a campaign message. You were campaigning in the Galamsey sites. You were telling them when you come to power, you make them mine, you give them the licenses to mine. Then what are you telling Ghanaians? Like, that's why I said that they deceived Ghanaians from the onset, because you can't come to power and now behave like you are the best person, you are the righteous person. Now you think about Ghanaians, so now we should give you our mines and everything. Akufo-Addo was also trying to stop Galamsey. You know all the things that he did, Operation Vanguard, what we call it, let me just list some for you. He had Operation Vanguard, there's
Galam Stop.
Galam Stop, yes, that's it, Galam Stop. And then I think we had...
you even had the IMCIM.
Exactly. We had all these things that Nana Akufo-Addo was put together to stop Galamsey. He was doing all these things to stop Galamsey.
But it is
Why didn't you? Yes, to some extent, you know, the fight against Galamsey is not an easy thing. But then our sisters and brothers in the NDC made it look like, oh, it's so easy that if I am the president, I can just say stop, and in 1 week, Galamsey stops. That's what you made Ghanaians believe. So why is it that you are in power Akufo-Addo put all these steps, all these things together, all these processes, all these ideas and things together to make sure we kept Galamsey. Yes, you could have supported him with your ideas if you wanted Ghanaians, if you wanted a betterment, like you want Ghana to be better. You could have also supported with the ideas
support
that
Akufo-Addo
yes,
with
you
our
support
ideas.
Akufo-Addo with your ideas.
He was
but
not a listening president.
You do not condemn or you do not say that his ideas are bad. You campaign, you use the same Galamsey to campaign, and then you come to government and then you now behave like, oh, please, we should all work together. Let's all stick together. We are Ghanaians. We want people. No. Whatever
How do we
Ghanaians
support
want
you
to
with
hold,
ideas? When Professor Frimpong brought ideas, what did you do to him?
Accountable.
When
whatever
people
you
protested
said,
against Galamsey, what did you do to them?
Whatever you said back then, whatever you said back then, Ghanaians will hold you accountable. We will hold you accountable. You said you can do it. That is why we said, okay, let's vote NPP out and bring NDC, because it looks like NDC has all the ideas. They have the power. If Mohammed comes 1 week, he has the will. He will stop it. So why is it that we are here saying that we shouldn't politicize it? You knew that we shouldn't make this a politics matter, but then when you come, you want to say, oh, I'm a better Ghanaian. People are losing now. Pregnant women around that area, when they have children, the children are bought themselves.
It didn't start today.
We had a documentary recently. People were talking about it. The residents were talking about it. They don't have access to water, the water for bathing, the water for drinking. People are getting sick. Now, just a few weeks ago, I think the Kodjo from contaminated. And I think I saw a video where the woman was saying that it's not just Kodjo. The FDA last Friday issued a report that even in turmeric in some cereals and some cosmetic products that we have they are contaminated with toxins. And then we sit here and we are saying that we shouldn't politicize. But right now, Mohammed is in power. Mohammed is the president. He said he can do it. Ghanaians are looking up to him to do it. So this is not the time to be calling and be sitting there and waiting for ideas. You could just call the people who are responding and then make sure the right thing is done. We don't have to call all of them to Jubilee House to do what again? That is why I said that. If you know you cannot do it, then come to the means that you use to tell Ghanaians that, oh, we can do it. Come and tell Ghanaians that, oh, we are now in power. We've realized that A, B, and C, we are sorry. Apologize to Ghanaians for your statements. You have 4 cabinet ministers, Okujato Ablakwa, Sam George, the minister himself, and the Minister for Education coming out to say that even some Okujato Ablakwa said we should ban all forms of Galamsey, all forms, for 10 good years. What happened? Ban all forms of Galamsey. Now you said, oh, MPP was doing it, we didn't do. You said Ghanaians, you told Ghanaians that you are coming to reset Ghana. Fine, Ghanaians have given you the nod. Please, reset Ghana for us. That is what we need you to do. Don't go back referring us to the MPP. You said you could do it.
But is the meeting with the CSOs not to step in the right direction in resetting Ghana, in your estimation?
I'm not saying so? it's a bad.
No, I'm asking.
Yeah,
you don't think so?
It's a good thing. Yes,
okay.
they are also Ghanaians. They have their opinions. Yes, but then we are also saying that they said they could do it without them. Now,
did they say?
Yes, they said if the president has the will to stop Galamsey in a week. They didn't say the president has the will. He needs to call CSOs. If he is a president, he can stop it. So what is happening? Why is President Mohammed? The same thing with LGBT. The same thing with LGBT. What happened? Sam George was out there screaming on top of his voice, doing everything. And now we are here and they are all quiet. Everybody is quiet. So they shouldn't make it that, oh, we are Ghanaians, so we should fight. It's a Ghanaian issue. People are losing their babies. People are not getting access to clean water. Water processing plants have been shut down. People are not getting access to it. Every citizen of Ghana should have access to good water. Why are we depriving them? If people are struggling, people are suffering, the president should call for help. The president should do something about it. Because I feel like this calling of CSOs is not going to do anything. We will still come back the next 3 months, 1 year, and we are still here. People are losing their babies. People are getting sick, cancer, and all that. So please, now that you are in power, please put your ideas, the ideas that you said you have. You told Ghanaians, vote for us. We have plan A, B, C, and D. You signed a social contract with Ghanaians that in 120 days you will ban illegal mining. that is what Ghanaians are expecting. That is what Ghanaians want to see and hear, not calling of CSOs. That is my take.
All right, let me take a break here. When I return, the conversation continues. Yeah, welcome back to the show. This is still GH today, and it's still the breakfast review. I tell you always, this is your perfect morning companion. Our ladies are still in studio. A while ago, we're talking about Galamsey. I still have in studio Noam Falong and Grace Akosia Amwabeng. Let's talk about the unfortunate video that circulated on social media involving an assistant headmaster to a secondary school and he shouldn't. Quite unfortunate. I mean, for me as a woman, as a mother, I was quite incensed. I'm imagining if my child was in school and I saw this video. God help me. Grace, let me start with you.
I also saw the video and I don't know, I didn't know how to feel. Because that's a small, I don't think she'll be even 16 years old.
It's a minor.
A minor. I don't think she'll be 16 with a man that I think this man who looks like 60 years with a girl on his lap and doing all that. I think
could pass for his grandchild.
Yes, that's actually his grandchild. And I was shocked because why would I imagine me as a mother, like take my child to secondary school and then I see a video of my daughter with a head teacher who is supposed to be taking care of my daughter, protecting my daughter, sitting on the same chair with my daughter and doing all that. I mean, I think they did the right thing. GS did the right thing by terminating his appointment right away because...
Well, currently he's been interdicted. His appointment has not been revoked. He's been interdicted pending investigation.
At least he's been removed from the
post. Okay, anyway, but I think they should do it right away because we've seen previous ones happening. I don't know. We were talking about it, and I think this one we've seen it on camera. I don't know how it got on social media.
Imagine the ones.
The ones we don't see. I was telling you that this at dawn when I was going through my phone, I saw another incident where a teacher was sexually was harassing another young lady in his office. And then I think the video was recorded by some of the students. And I think this is happening in our schools. This time is a girl. Now our boys too have to be protected because we don't know what the teachers are doing to our sons. We forget our sons. But then things are happening in the schools. And we as parents, I'm sure there are parent-teachers association in every school. We should be...
Now that they've been brought back.
Exactly. Yeah. They've been brought back. So we should, parent-teachers association should sit down and come up with ways and ideas to see how our children are faring in their day-to-day activities in the school. Because as a parent, imagine me as a mother seeing my daughter with this 60 years old man on social media. Everybody is going to see it. I don't know how the parents are going to take it. And I think it's something that GES should be looking at it. We should be they should be coming up with ideas to see how we can check these headmasters and head teachers in the schools. Because if we leave it to chance, I'm sure people are doing crazy things. We were talking about how people get okay with being sexually abused because, yes, I'm sure the first time this young lady will not just go and be all excited about it as it looked on camera. I'm sure it has been going on to the extent that now she's comfortable with it and she is making a video, which means she's okay. This man has been able to lure this little girl to the extent that she's okay doing that in front of a camera. And now it has ended on social media. What if it didn't come on social media? I'm sure she would... this girl, looking at her, I'm sure it will be in Form 1. So she was going to do that to her till she finishes her final year. And I'm sure she's not the only one. There are other young girls in the school going through the same thing. And I think he should be punished for this. He should be punished for this, not just the dismissal. Something should be done to this man so that it will deter other men or other women in the schools from sexually abusing children that have been sent to them to protect. If this is going on as a country, what will we... Now the young people, they are finishing school and there are all sorts of videos coming out what they are going to do. Someone that has been taken to school, how do you now focus on just sexual activities to the extent that when you are leaving school, your mind is not on...
school.
Exactly. You are leaving school and your mind is on what you are going to do with another, like a grown-up, a husband. That is what they are doing on social media. If you watch TikTok, they are saying, we are coming to take your this. No, it means things are happening in the schools. And we are not paying attention to it as a country. These are our future leaders. Our future leaders, when we are not there, they will be...
We say we have passed the Affirmative Action Act, the bill, into force. We are looking forward to having one day a first female president. These are the ones that will eventually become presidents.
These are the ones, and then if we
are failing to protect them as a state.
And if we start with them like this, they are in school, you are graduating from school, the first thing that should be coming to your mind, what am I going to do? How am I going to enter into the university? That is not their concern. The first thing they put on social media is what they are going to do, the sexual activities they are going to engage in after school, because now they have the liberty. It means they are practicing it in the school. And we are not doing anything as a country. We are not doing anything as parents. We are not doing anything as teachers and headmasters. They are rather taking advantage of the situation and rather sleeping with their children in school. And I think it is high time we all sit down, the PTA, we all sit down and come up with ideas to make sure that we check these headmasters or the people in authority to make sure our children are not going through what we are seeing on social media. So from my side, I think that, yes, even though he has been removed, it should be done in a very fast and quick mood so that it will serve as an example to the other head teachers or headmasters. Right.
No.
I feel very sad about that incident because it exposes a bigger problem. And when you see things like that, you are wondering, how did it get this bad? How did it get this far? What else do we not know about? What else is going on? It's what is hidden could even be bigger than what has been seen. And I think that we as a society have also failed the younger generation. We have so normalized abuse in this country that we do not even see when there is clear misconduct on the part of a teacher. You go on social media and there are people excusing this man's behavior. There are people rather condemning the young lady, saying all sorts of things. She's a victim in this situation. She's probably even less than 16 or 16 or something. Look, even if she is 20, 21, they are still, there's heavy power dynamic in that situation. And you should, as a teacher, not be involved in any sexual contact relationship with a student. You are in a position of authority, a position of care. You're supposed to protect those students. Schools are supposed to be safe spaces, not hunting grounds. Not grounds for you as an old man or young man to go and demonstrate your prowess in chasing women. That is not what it should be. If you do that, you are involving yourself in misconduct where your profession is concerned, and you have turned yourself into a predator. It means that our children are not safe with you. In fact, after even removing him from that position while investigations are going on, I think in future it should be included in his report in such a way that wherever he goes to work, in fact, he shouldn't be allowed to be a teacher with minors in his care ever again. And in any situation that he's going to work in or live in, it's like in developed countries, usually when there's a sexual offender, especially against minors, when you, even in your neighborhood, they notify them, right? For people like this, you need to notify their next employer, their neighborhood. They need to understand because he probably has nieces around him.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm
nephews,
sure,
who knows what
maybe.
he's doing to the boys too, right?
Exactly.
He's a danger to the society. He's a dangerous person that we need to be careful of. And persons like him need to be fished out and dealt with and taken out of such environments so that we can create a safe space. At least schools should be safe spaces. Parents should be able to leave their children in school and go home and stay in peace, knowing that their children are safe. I shouldn't be home worrying about which teacher is compromising a child. No, it shouldn't. That teacher is supposed to be protecting the child. It should never, never happen. But we see some of these stories on social media. This is not the first, you know. And you will find people making jokes about it, laughing about it. Our society as a whole needs to do better. We need to do better for the younger generation. We need to do better for our women and our girls to create safety and ensure that even in our workplaces, the kinds of things we engage in, the things we say, some of them, you know, some things you say to even your colleague, you are harassing them without knowing. And you are creating a situation where it makes it difficult for them to be themselves and to work and to give off their best. Look at this young girl. And this teacher has probably done so much, engaged in such behavior, so much that he's become so complacent. He doesn't even mind it being captured on camera. He's sitting there thinking that he's bragging to his colleagues about how he can pull young girls. This is no achievement. This is an embarrassment. And we need to understand that this is something that should be condemned by all of us. If you are a gentleman and you are defending this, it's very unfortunate.
Are people defending this?
Yes. Oh, I made a post about this. There were some comments I just had to delete because they were so disgusting, right? And some of them even tried to make me hate the girl for what she was doing. Tried to make it seem like she's such a bad girl and she's doing this to people's husbands. Really?
And you see,
that's an grown adult
abuse.
Abuse,
You know,
to the extent.
Once it's done to you continuously, you tend to feel that is the norm. Because she's been subjected to constant abuse. At her age, what does she know about intimacy?
And it will be very difficult for her to even protect another young girl going through the same thing because she thinks it's okay.
She coming outside and engaging in other sexual activities, it means it has been happening there because you've been in school for 3 years. Your parents think you are in school, you are learning, and then you are engaging in sexual activities with your head teacher. A grown man this man there, I'm sure he's 60.
The man looks like he's late 50s or 60s. It's not the young girl you should be protecting her. Let's assume that even that girl comes to you and comes to, take off her clothes. You, as an adult who knows better, who is in an authoritative position, you should be able to tell her, cover yourself up. You should be able to tell her what she's doing is wrong, even if she throws herself at. Who is the adult here?
And they are doing
Who is the adult?
I think the video was captured in his office.
His office,
yes.
So I think that's why I said that I don't think she's the only person. Because the office is like...
It means
that's his den.
That's
his den where he's been. This is reflective of our society as a whole. And all of us should be worried about where our society is going and committing ourselves to ensuring that these kind of things do not happen. If that's somebody's daughter, tomorrow it could be your daughter,
How sure are you say he's not even abusing his own daughter? Because now people are abusing their children.
Yeah, you should be worried about any young lady in his care, under his authority.
Exactly.
This is unfortunate. I hope that GES deals with him decisively.
Okay, let's talk about DSTV pricing. 2 days ago, the communications minister came out to announce at a press conference that beginning today, DSTV prices, DSTV packages will see added value. So if you're a subscriber on DSTV, I just saw that DSTV Ghana sent me
it means you're a subscriber?
Yes, I am a subscriber. Well, I have not been on the package for a while, so it's asking me to reconnect so I can enjoy added value, extra month, and it's even giving me extra, services for free. Now, Ghanaians, prior to 2 days ago, were asking for a price reduction. That was the proposition, rather. Communications Minister, a 30% price reduction. Communications Minister says, well, you do not have a price reduction, but you have added value. And so if you are on a particular bouquet, you get to be migrated on the next bouquet, which is higher than the one that you originally were subscribed to. Yesterday, I spoke to the Corporate Affairs Director for Multi-Choice Ghana, and he says Ghanaians will enjoy from 33% to 50% added value. No, but the communications minister, in his spat, for want of a better expression, with Multi-Choice Ghana, was advocating for a price reduction. DSTV Ghana, yesterday in my conversation with them, says this is not price reduction, but added value. Do these two marry?
I think it depends on the way you look at it. I mean, I have the breakdown here, and when they now they have Paddy, Access, Family, Compact, and Premium Plus. Bouquet, right? Now, when you pay for the Paddy, you will, which is 59 cedis, you will be getting value of 99 cedis, which is the Access, right? So without paying for Access, which is 99 cedis, you've paid for Paddy, which is 59. What the difference there is, it's a saving, right? You've not had
Just
to
40%.
shell out the money to pay for it. I think that qualifies as a reduction, right? If you are paying for access, which is 99 cedis, and they bump you up to family, so you get to watch the family bouquet, which is 190 cedis, without paying 190 cedis. That is huge. That's like a 50% saving, right? But I think that this whole DSTV thing is overplayed.
Okay.
I grew up in the days of Cantata and Mame Dokono, and we had,
we enjoyed those days.
Yes, we had very beautiful productions on local TV. We had great local content, things we do for love, which I still haven't seen any Ghanaian production able to rival, in the number of people, the viewers that it pulls. We used to run home to watch these things, I believe that we need to push more local content and ensure that we have, wouldn't it be nice if DSTV was a local company? I mean, at least we know that we are not worried about profits and where they are going. We need to empower more Ghanaian businesses. And I don't even have DSTV. I watch Onia TV, I watch GHOne, I watch City, I watch TV3, I watch Joy, I watch local channels. I think that more of our people should focus on these local channels so we don't have to go back and forth over DSTV and what they are, right? Yeah.
Grace.
So you were saying the communications minister said he was going to get DSTV. So now with the packages there, I think this promotion has been done before. It's not a new promotion. If you have DSTV, let's say they call them churn customers. So if you're a churn customer, normally when you're running the promo and you are on access, they move you to compact. If you're on compact, they move you to compact plus. If you're on compact plus, they move you to premium. So this is not new. It is not something new that the communication minister has gone to DSTV to negotiate to bring. It's something that has been happening over the years. So Ghanaians shouldn't be like so excited that the minister has done anything for them to reduce price. They haven't reduced any price. This promo has been there for a long time. I used to use DSTV. They even have another package called the GoTV, which is even lesser, but you still get the DSTV channels. Maybe with the DSTV itself, you get some main channels that you would want to watch, like the football channel that Ghanaians are excited about. So I don't think this is what Ghanaians want. Look, we are fighting. Internet data is expensive. Data is expensive. Now, even if I'm here with you and I want to place a call, it can tell you that your phone is off. We, as a communication minister, Ghanaians want you, like when you were in opposition, all the things you said, the other minister wasn't working. Now you have the space. This is your space. Ghanaians want cheap data. Ghanaians want better call services. Better data services, better call services. Even in the villages, I used to, like I said, I was on the campaign, I was traveling all over the country. You will get to a point and then there is no network. You can't make calls, you cannot receive calls, your data is not working. This is what Ghanaians are asking for. DSTV is a luxury, like she said. If you want DSTV, it's a pay service. You pay for it and you get it. Ghanaians are not asking, like, that's not what we survive on. You can survive like Cantata. She mentioned Cantata. She mentioned this, and they are showing the good programs on our TV. GHOne is here. We are showing nice programs for people to see. So DSTV is not like a need for Ghanaians. Our minister, we all use phones. We all use internet. People are calling. People are doing Momo. That is what Ghanaians want. What is he doing to make sure we have better network? What is he doing to make sure we have data, good data services and calling services? And I can tell you, for the past week, you'll be calling someone and it will be breaking. The line will be breaking. The person is off. That is what we want. That is what the minister should be doing, not fighting DSTV over this. And even fighting DSTV on social media, it's a no. You see, all the international community, DSTV is not for Ghanaians. International communities, people who come from their countries to come and live here, watch DSTV. Hotels, all the big hotels that we have, use DSTV. So you cannot just get up and say we are going to shut down DSTV because you are the Minister of Communication. They have been in the system, even with the pricing. They price differently. DSTV price differently. So you cannot just wake up. They use I don't know, I used to be there, so they price in the dollar rates, okay, because of where they are coming from. It's a South African company, and they have a branch here. So you cannot just get up and say you let them reduce, you want them to reduce their prices when you don't know their pricing system and everything. So he has failed there. That's number one. Ghanaians, this pricing packages that he's talking about, it is not new. It is something that DSTV has been doing over a period. Not every time because it's a promotion, so it ends. Well, and they start again.
If you say you used to be on DSTV, you remember that these promotions were run on a monthly basis. Right. But now this is a 3-month span. And after the 3-month span, the committee will review and whether or not to have further added value.
3 months, if it's going to end 3 months, like I'm a Ghanaian, I'm on DSTV. DSTV, I'll go and renew and then I'll get, what do we call it?
You get migrated
migrated to. And after 3 months, I don't know the review that after 3 months, I don't get, it goes off and I don't get to review again, then what again? That means I'm back to square one. You haven't reduced anything. So I don't think it's an achievement because it's happening already. It is not new. If it's something new that we've not heard, then I think, okay, we can say that he did something. But it's something that is already there. People are already enjoying it. I can tell you, customers pay 1 year subscription. Put down. Like, they don't even care what is happening. That's why DSTV is not something, people are crying over food. When she sat here, I think she mentioned something about food prices. Food prices have gone down. That's what she said.
Have they not? They have.
No, they haven't.
They haven't?
No, they haven't. Okay, I'll just use coconut as an example.
The price I used to buy a sack of rice has reduced.
What price we used to buy oil has reduced. The price we used to buy fuel has reduced.
Not the food prices have gone up. Even KK that they use for the campaign message, KK is fine. Now KK is 7 cedis. Some are even selling it for 10 cedis.
Hey.
What do you? Oh, of course.
Did you go to Kempinski to eat KK?
Oh no, but I have a place that people are selling KK at 7 cedis. 7 cedis, 10 cedis. Oh, I'm telling you, it is Legon.
It's Legon.
Oh, of course I know.
Maybe you've been going to class restaurants.
I know. One day I'll take it and show. I'll take one day. I'll just take a video and send it to you. That's all.
Please, if you live in East Legon, let us know.
Of course, you can send it
on our streaming platform. Send us. Let's know. Do you buy a bottle of KK for 10 cedis?
7 cedis, 10 cedis.
Wow, because I buy a bottle of KK
I'm not joking.
For 5 cedis. So in my area, I live in Hachu. Okay, a bottle of KK goes for 4 cedis and 5 cedis.
And that's what it was last year.
7 cedis.
You know, I think this whole KK, I call it KK economics. Look.
But let me just... So I was saying that there are things that are very important to Ghanaians. As a minister of communication, there are so many things that Ghanaians are crying for. Everybody is here. Everybody is on social media. Everybody is using their internet. Even people watching us on social media, they need data. And then and then it keeps buffering. We are not getting quality services. That is what you should be fighting for good call services. When we call, we should be able to have that. But then you are fighting DSTV on this. I don't think it's something that is needed. And I don't think this is an achievement. Because it's already there. Even if it's 3 months, they've been doing it monthly. And I think it's not something that we should celebrate because it's already there. So that is my take on this. I don't think DSTV services is something that the communication minister should be fighting for at this point. We need better services. We need cheap and quality data services. We need good calling services. That is what Ghanaians need. And then the way when he was in opposition, he was advocating for LGBT, galamsey, food prices, this and that. That is what he should be campaigning for. He should be out there talking about it, advocating about it, not DSTV, fighting with DSTV on social media. It won't yield any results. It wouldn't yield any results.
No, you see, where data is concerned, I think a few months ago, the same minister got us cheaper data packages, just improved value with the data packages for MTN. We all saw it, right? And for Vodafone. So at least, if data is a concern, he himself understands it. I think that was one of the things he used to be concerned about, even when we're in opposition. and he's worked on it. I think that is an achievement. Okay, where DSTV is concerned, I don't think it's the first time that a country will be worried about the pricing system with multi-choice, right? If you go to Nigeria earlier this year, they even went as far as dragging multi-choice to court when they were worried about the pricing. In fact, they even had the Consumer Protection Agency enforcing that DSTV should suspend their new prices. And then they took them to court to ensure that the prices were decent and not abnormal. I think it's normal to be concerned about the pricing to ensure that consumers are not exploited, okay? The minister is just trying to ensure, I'm sure the minister on his own can afford DSTV. He is just trying to ensure that the normal Ghanaian is not left behind and doesn't have to pay unreasonably for a service, right? But getting them to give them added value, I think it's commendable. Nonetheless, I maintain that let's all go home and watch local television so we don't have to be promoting international content on our airwaves. We have a lot of beautiful TV stations that are churning out good content. Let's promote that, let's watch that, and also give some mileage to those stations. At least the investment they are making in producing all that content will not be in vain.
Grace, you were saying something before I catch you in.
Yes, I was saying that she's saying we should go back there. That's what I'm saying, that it's not a priority for Ghanaians. So the minister should focus on the things talking about.
But you know, this is important to some other Ghanaians too.
No, I'm saying no.
Yeah.
Majority of if you're on DSTV means that
a lot of Ghanaians
it's a
love
luxury
it.
commodity.
Exactly. If we don't, we can.
No, I don't watch DSTV.
It's not important to you.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's not important to other people, right?
That, but it's not something that Ghanaians are crying about. It's not something that Ghanaians are on a daily. Yes, they talk about it. I won't deny that they talk about it. Yes, they talk about it. But it's not something that Ghanaians will die if they don't have it. We are all kinds of saying if you leave Ghana, just go outside. Making calls, rural telephony, yes.
Can you hold on for me, Grace? I need to. I think that we're having a bit of challenge with your sound output. So let me engage so that we get yours fixed. Before she could.
Right. So I think when the minister initially started this whole DSTV thing, I saw the reactions on Facebook, and there were a lot of people who were happy about it, who were urging the minister on. Then NPP came in with their propaganda. And immediately...
But I saw a lot of NPP people actually hailing the minister.
Thank you. There were NPP people who were supporting it. The moment they saw the opportunity to do propaganda, then they started throwing all kinds of accusations at the minister.
For me personally, when I saw it, I was like, no, this shouldn't be happening on social media.
Okay.
As a minister, this is an multinational...
Which part shouldn't be happening? He shouldn't be trying to get the good prizes for Ghanaians.
Not like that. He shouldn't be... Yes, it's good to fight for good prizes for Ghanaians.
So you think you shouldn't have engaged in a banter on social media?
Yes, exactly. Okay. Why are you having a banter with a multinational company? Do you know, don't you know the office? Don't you know the people, the CEO, whoever is in charge of that company, whoever is running the company in Ghana? Why won't you just link up with them and see the best way to go about it? For the optics, yes, they want to fight. They want Ghanaians to know that, we are doing something. But you see, at the end of the day, what happened? He couldn't do it. You are going to shut DSTV down in 3 days.
But he says he's giving you some respite.
What happened?
For the subscriber out there, I mean, if you were originally on, let's say, Paddy, now you get to be migrated to Access. It's an automatic thing. It's not like you'd have to pay more. Now just pay your regular 59 cedis, and then you get more.
Those who have been on DSTV knows that this is a normal thing that happens on a day. It's normal. It's not new.
No, so you see, the usual thing DSTV would do is to ask you to pay a little fine. So let me take you as far back as September 2024. DSTV asked me to pay an additional 83 cedis to be migrated onto the next bouquet. So it's not like it's not as though it was at a no cost for me, right? So this is at no extra cost to the subscriber. Is that not good news? You want more?
For me.
So let me ask you a question.
Let me just say, with the kind of energy he went online to go and say, oh, reduce your prices, or we are shutting it down in 3 days. We are giving you. Ghanaians were expecting more. You can't come and do all this gra on social media and then you go back and this is what you bring us. And it's, like I said, it is not new. I have been there before. It is not new. If you are a chain customer and they want you back on their what we call the packages, that is what they give you. It's not like if you're that chain customer means they want you, they'll be calling you to
they bombard me with constant
exactly calls. They want you to sign on to their package. So then they give you that, what do we call it? That,
but it's not everybody who gets that option, right? Now, look, it's unfortunate that Honorable Sam George has to put in so much effort for people who don't appreciate it.
You know, because I was talking, I was saying that with him coming on social media to have that banter was uncalled for. Why would you sit on social media on Twitter and then have a banter with what we call it, multi-choice. Multi-choice is not being watched by only Ghanaians. I'm sure all the international community living here in Ghana, they all subscribe to multi-choice. So I don't think as a minister it is right for you to sit on social media and have this banter with a multinational company when you can actually go to the company or speak to whoever is in charge or running the company in Ghana to make sure things are sorted out. It was unnecessary for him to bring the whole negotiations and everything on social media. You could have done it behind closed doors and then you put out the results for people to see the work that you have done. But you haven't started anything, then you issue statements here, you issue statement there, we are giving you this. It is not important. Ghanaians don't want to see that. Yes, if you are working, we will see you are working. This optics, social media gimmicks will not change anything. And at the end of the day, what did you bring? A package that they've been running for almost how many years? And it doesn't change anything. For me, that's what I believe. It doesn't change anything.
Okay, no.
You know, like I said, the NPP people, I saw a lot of them supporting the minister. The moment they realized that some of their party people were doing propaganda with it and blaming the minister for all sorts of things, then they did a quick U-turn and started blaming the minister. Look, when you go and pay 59 cedis and they say they are giving you 99 cedis value, you can tell them you don't like it. Tell DSTV you don't like the added value they are giving you. You want to maintain the 59 cedis and its access. That's all. Oh, I think that the minister has put in some efforts for Ghanaians. And he did it out of goodwill. He did it for Ghanaians, not for himself. And it has yielded some results. We should at least be grateful. It's unfortunate that he put in so much effort and a lot of people do not even appreciate it. But I want to believe that this will not discourage him. He will continue to work hard for the good people.
We're thinking that by this time we are even flying.
For the good people, he will continue to work hard for the good people of Ghana. But he's only just started and he's already done other things.
How many months? Like I said, we should be having the babies now. We should be having the babies with the kind of promises that they gave us, with the kind of the reset message that we got from them. I think we should be somewhere by this time.
Lily, when you talk about a reset message, we still have a few minutes, right?
I have just a minute to go.
Oh, just a minute. That's unfortunate.
But because we do know today is Pink October.
I wanted to just
today commences Pink October. Yeah.
I wanted to just touch on the fact that since January 2025 till today, the economic indices show a clear recovery. We've had a drop in inflation. We've had, she says she doesn't feel the changes in the prices. But, you know, recently someone came to write on Facebook that pads were still, after the mid-year budget review, when they mentioned the drop in prices of sanitary pads, someone came to do politics with it. And there was a huge backlash. People posted the evidence, right? Look, there has been reductions. People have reduced their prices. It might not be for all the goods and services, which is understandable. It all doesn't happen at once. It takes a while sometimes for certain retailers to feel it and then transfer it to the buyer. Give it time. Some of them also have goods that they stocked up under your government when they bought goods at a very high price. They need to clear that stock before they bring in new goods and put the new prices on it. I think that, look, even when you look at our credit rating, what was Ghana's status? Restricted. That is junk status. We were in junk because we had defaulted on some of our payments. We had failed to make certain commitments, and we were rated junk by Fitch. Today, we are in B-. It is not the ideal position, but it's an upgrade from where we were when the MPP left us, right? Okay. Yes, so Ghana is on course, and Ghana is poised. Ghana is being reset.
Should also come out, like I said. If you think you will not be able to do it like you promised Ghanaians, come out
but we are doing it.
Apologize to
you
Ghanaians.
Are seeing the results. No, you are refusing to see it, but it's clear.
Are we all not here?
You are refusing to see it, but Ghanaians, the painful part is that you are also enjoying the benefits, but you are rejecting it.
Apologize to Ghanaians that you cannot do it.
She is a member of the NDC Communications team, and Grace Akusiamwabing is a member of the NPP Communications team. I actually enjoyed your session with us. My name is Lily Mohammed. We are back after this. Stay tuned in.
Risks of some of the hormones exposed to in their development and also their menstrual cycle, that puts them at a higher risk. But then there's that small 1% risk that men can develop breast cancer, and when they do, it's much aggressive than what the women experience. Yes.
How so? Well, so our own is small.
So the size of the breast does not matter when it comes to breast cancer. You can be small, big, extra large, whatever the thing. Once you are exposed to the risk factors, there's a likelihood of getting breast cancer. So size doesn't matter when it comes to breast cancer.
Wow.
Yes.
Now I'm beginning to get scared a bit. Because some people believe that the bigger it is, the more susceptible you are to the cancer. But let's talk about the risk factors he mentions, okay. Dr. Jeffrey. What are some of the things that causes breast cancer?
So cause is different from risk.
Risk factors, okay.
And we don't have a single identifiable cause, but there are risk factors. And risk factors are things or their parameters that put you at that make you more likely to suffer from a particular condition, and in this case, breast cancer.
Okay.
With those type of risk, we classify them under two broad wings. The first one is modifiable. So those are the types of risk that can be adjusted, and we have non-modifiable. That means that they cannot be adjusted. So for non-modifiable risk factors, we talk about age. You can't modify your age. Mm-hmm. Breast cancer is associated with an increased risk if you are more elderly. Okay. So with increasing age comes with an increased risk of developing breast cancer. But that doesn't mean that younger women can't have. In fact, with regards to how aggressive breast cancer, it's been shown that when you are young, if it happens when you are younger, it can take a much more aggressive course. But the risk is that it increases with age. One other non-modifiable risk factor is also sex, female. And female because of something we call estrogen. It's a hormone that is produced, it's in both males and females, but more dominantly in females. And it's responsible for the development of their secondary sexual characteristics. So if the more exposure you have to estrogen, the higher your risk of developing breast cancer. There is also something we call early menarche. Early menarche is a technical term meaning that Mensah starts early, usually in females who start menstruating before 12 years old. It's considered early menarche. Some can start as early as 8 years. That means that the length of your reproductive age, because menses means that what our mothers used to explain to our sisters is that when you start having your menses, that means that you are fertile. So your body is exposed to estrogen, putting you at risk. There is also late menopause. So if you started early or you are not starting early, but you are ending late, that means that you are still exposed to the estrogen. And estrogen is increasing your risk. With modifiable risk factors, there are things that we can adjust in our lives. Okay. It includes certain things like alcohol consumption. Alcohol consumption can increase the amount of estrogen that is metabolized or produced by your body, putting you at risk. Smoking, of course, obesity, and there is a difference between having a larger breast and being obese. Obese means that your BMI, your body, yes, the index is quite high, so it puts you at risk because the fat, excess fats, when it's metabolized, there's a component that one component that is produced is estrogen. So estrogen on estrogen, increasing your risk for breast cancer, and I think these are some of the risk factors associated with the development of breast cancer. There are other ones, but these are the ones that...
And Doc, once he was talking, he mentioned the risk factors, but is it hereditary, for instance? So if my mother or, say, my grandmother got breast cancer, is it likely that my mother is also likely to suffer from that?
Okay, so there is a genetic component where inheritance can increase your likelihood or increase the risks of developing. So if there are certain, so let's say breast cancer or cancer in general, that's when the body as you are going through your life cycle, some of your cells break down and new ones develop. So once these cells are developing at a rate that is uncontrolled or abnormal, the body is not able to control it. So the body tells, okay, this part of the body needs new cells. Let's produce. Once we get to that number, the body says stop, and it stops. So when you have cancer, that stop order doesn't come.
Oh.
So you see, the body keeps on generating new cells. So abnormal cells keep on generating on and on and on. Now, this can be linked to genetics. So it can be passed on, direct linkage. So from mother to daughter, mother to auntie. So if you have that, you have an increased risk. Not necessarily you would get it.
Right.
And also, you can also have sporadic cases. So when I say sporadic cases, you can have a whole generation. No one has ever had breast cancer, but person A within that family line can also develop it sporadically through the various risk factors that Dr. Parker has elaborated on earlier.
Interesting. Before we started the show, and one of the most common things we keep hearing is that once the breast is being sucked or suckled upon, it reduces your risk. So is it that breastfeeding mothers cannot get breast cancer?
Okay, so Dr. Parker, when he was speaking about the risk factors, spoke a lot about estrogen,
yes,
and about early menarche, late menopause, and that's estrogen exposure. So during pregnancy and breastfeeding, this estrogen levels reduce drastically. So you see, so let's say person A, I'm going to give two persons, person A and then person B. So person A, let's say both of them have early menarche, late menopause. But then person A, at one point in her life, has 4 children. So during those 4 years of her life, or let's say 4 or more years of her life, she's pregnant, she's breastfeeding, estrogen levels reduce. Okay. So once these estrogen levels reduce during the pregnancy and then the breastfeeding, it reduces her risk of developing breast cancer. Unlike person B, who from, let's say, 8 years until 56 years was exposed to estrogen. So let's say by 60, person B is more likely at risk of developing breast cancer than person A. So breastfeeding does reduce your risk of developing breast cancer.
So that's breastfeeding. What about the one the boys do?
Okay.
That one doesn't reduce your risk as well.
Okay, so it doesn't reduce your risk, but then it does play a role.
Okay.
So during fondling of the breast and all of that, if your husband or your partner is very attentive, he knows what he feels all the time. So let's say during fondling, there's something developing over here. So there's a lump or something, or no, this doesn't look normal. This is not what I'm used to.
So it's just the checking.
Let's get it checked out.
Okay.
You see, so that is where that plays inside. So
we need some memory of it to know that it wasn't like this yesterday.
Yes, so that you can have so you can have some passive screening by your partner, and this can alert you to changes that you yourself have not identified to help.
There's no any scientific.
But there's no scientific.
Now the brother is not happy. But Dr. Parker, at what point can I say that I think I have breast cancer?
Breast cancer, as Joseph was saying, that we need to, based on the last thing that he said, screening. It is recommended that we do self-breast examination, and by we, I'm speaking more on the side of the females, every month, especially 1 week after menstruation, and it's because during the menstrual cycle, some females experience certain changes in their breasts, and it may or may not involve the formation of certain lumps associated with the cycle. So after 1 week, it's for sure that everything there has gone back to its original state. So self-breast examinations every month are very useful. We recommend that you stand in front of a mirror after you've closed your door, and and you put your hands on your waist and just admire the beauty God has given you. You examine for the size, the shape, if one is bigger than the other. Are there any changes that are occurring on the skin itself before you start touching. So is there any scaling? Are there any rashes? Is there any reddening around the nipple or the area surrounding the nipple called the areola? Then you start to examine. There are a lot of videos online showing you start from the upper parts, you go massage, go deep to the and you lift it up. Then you go under as well. And just behind the nipple, some notorious lumps can sort of dodge there. So you also really go in there to try and see whether there is some there. So those are some of the things that you would look out for to see whether there is an indication. Some people experience some lumps, but when you see it, it doesn't mean that it is automatically cancer. You need to be evaluated by a healthcare professional. And through a series of investigations, including history taking, physical examination, again, with or without imaging. So either ultrasound or mammogram, depending on your age, correlating with the density of the breast, and sometimes something we call a biopsy, which is taking a little part of the mass to evaluate for what it could be. Yeah.
So you mentioned standing in front of a mirror, examining, seeing, touching. Is it the same for men?
For men, do the same as well. Obviously, our breast.
What are we lifting?
So we are not lifting. So some men have larger breasts due to various causes. Some are familial, some are due to some conditions whereby there are an imbalance of hormones and all that. So if you do have, feel free to lift it up. But for those of us yes.
Massage.
And also, please, people, check your armpits as well. Sometimes there are certain things called lymph nodes. If you've ever, I don't know how, if you've ever had a terrible cold before, sometimes when you touch certain parts of your neck, you see that there are certain knots there that are enlarged that ordinarily aren't. We have some in every part of the body. So you also check your armpits. Just get in there, checking to see whether there are any enlargements of that part. It could mean something, it could mean nothing, but it's also an indication, especially when you can feel a lump as well.
Right.
And get it checked out by a healthcare professional.
So talking about getting it checked up, I know at Accra Medical Center you do quite a lot when it comes to that. So in terms of breast cancer as well, what services are available when people walk in? What should they expect?
Okay, so the reason why in October we want to get a lot of people, we want to get awareness out there, so we want to increase health-seeking behavior of people. So during this time, a lot of campaigns are around. At Accra Medical Center, we are also having an October campaign where you can walk in and then you get screened for free. If something is detected, we have breast specialists who can see to you and then sort it out. We offer surgical services, chemo, and then hormonal treatment as well. For the investigations, we've discounted our investigations during this period as well by 40%, so that it's affordable and that increases the likelihood for people to come in and then they get screened. Now, breast cancer, once detected early, is very, very curable. It's treatable, gives you a higher rate of surviving than lets it go down the line to stage 3, stage 4, where it has spread to other parts of the body, where it's very difficult to save a life. So screening is the number one step in getting breast cancer, so whether you have it or not. So we offer mammogram. So we are looking at women over 40. It is recommended that if you are over 40, you get a yearly mammogram to have a look at your breast to make sure that there's nothing abnormal developing. For those who are younger than 40, if we detect something through our screening, we have ultrasound, breast ultrasounds. That has also been discounted. You can come in, we check. Once we detect something, then immediately we can start undertaking treatment methods to increase your rates of treatability and
absolutely.
survivability.
And I like the fact that there are a lot of discounts this month. So we need to take advantage of it as well. But where are you located?
We are located on the Ringway, 6 Angola Streets. right opposite the Ghana Police Headquarters, or you can use Hanisakalosu as a landmark as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And what will be your final word, Dr. Parker?
My final word will be built upon the premise that Dr. Joseph ended his, that early detection saves lives. The statistics are staggering, and they are very, very sad to hear. About 4,000 people are diagnosed with breast cancer and in Ghana each year, and out of that, 2,300 meet their demise within a year. That shows one thing compared to other countries where quite more significantly an amount of people are diagnosed, but the 5-year survival rate is 80%, 90%, in the 90s, whilst ours is still in the 40s, meaning that we present late. So let's break the stigma. Breast cancer is not a death sentence. Make sure you examine yourself as often as possible and report to the healthcare facility for further evaluation, because early detection would save your life. If you're going through any treatment, we just want to encourage you, and we say that as you've acted upon that particular premise, just be hopeful that everything will be fine. And for those of us who've lost relatives to breast cancer, this is a very emotional time for them. Their memories are not lost, and build upon it by creating more awareness and advocacy so that we can beat cancer.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's Dr. Jeffrey Parker, and earlier Dr. Joseph Avererie. Yeah, I'm trying. From the Accra Medical Center. They have discounted rates in this month of October, so take advantage of it. And early detection, we all agree, saves lives. So that's it for the breast cancer awareness conversation on the show this morning. We're right back after this with more. Stay with us. On core 3 of entrepreneurship with Bola Ray, and one of the mentees is joining us again on the show this morning, Sylvia Anzakweno. She is team lead at Snack Creations. Sylvia, welcome.
Thank you.
I hope you're doing well.
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm well. So I see from the video that you are into accessories. Talk to me about what you do.
So I'm into beaded jewelry.
Oh.
So I make beautiful beaded jewelry for women.
And how long have you been doing this?
For quite some time now. For getting to 10 years.
Hey.
Yes, and counting.
Wow.
Yes.
What motivated you to say, listen, this is what I want to do?
Initially, it started as a hobby, not a business. So based on the feedback, I decided to turn it into a business. It wasn't a business initially.
At all.
The feedback gave me the idea to make it a business.
Wow.
Yes.
And so talk to me about how you heard about cohort 3 of entrepreneurship with Bola Ray and why you decided that you wanted to be a part of it.
So I saw it on social media. So I decided to apply and I got chosen. I decided to join because I wanted to learn. Running a business is tough. So sometimes you need somebody to hold your hand, somebody to tell you their experience so that you learn from it to build your own. So I decided to join purposely to learn, to network, and for brand visibility.
And how has the journey been so far?
It's been good. It's been amazing.
Because some
Lots
of your friends say that on Thursdays, it's like heaven come down for you people.
Yes.
Stress.
You come to learn every Thursday.
Right. But what would you say are some of the nuggets that you've had to pick from these sessions with the mentors that has changed how you approach your business?
A lot, especially they really emphasize on the fact that failure is normal when you're running a business. Initially, when you are into something and it fails, you panic. But these people, based on their experience, they've assured you that it's part of the journey. Embrace it, re-strategize, and move on. And I think it was one of the most important lessons I've learned. And also to put yourself out there. It's your business. It's not for anybody. It's you. So you have to carry it on your head everywhere you go. It must show on you everywhere you go.
Like it's showing on you
Exactly.
this morning. Right.
Yes.
So what are some of the memories? Any fond memory in terms of any of the mentors or any of the sessions that really, really stuck with you that you cannot forget?
I think it will be still on the failure. Because sometimes we beat ourselves so hard when things are not good.
Which mentor ran you through
I think
that?
it's Mr. Albert Biggie.
Okay.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
So, but his session on accepting that failure is part of the journey was very insightful. Yes.
And how is it meeting other young entrepreneurs, sharp minds, great businesses, having to be with them, and the whole networking session? How has that gone?
It's been a learning experience because we are all from different sectors, different environments. So based on we coming at one place, you'll be able to learn one or two about every business. So for example, I met somebody who does Gary. Gary is none of my business, but I got interested. The person is able to say, oh, that's how I do it, different varieties of Gary. So you get to learn from people's business. You get to be informed. So that's one advantage of putting us all together. You get to learn from people. Yes.
And in terms of Snack Creations, what is the future looking like,
Global.
especially after this?
Global. I've already started the journey. My business, you can purchase it anywhere in the world. Anywhere. You just go to my website. You purchase with your card wherever you are in the world, and DHL will deliver within 3 days. You should have your piece. So that's the target. Everywhere in the world should be able to purchase beads from me in Ghana here.
In Ghana?
Yes.
So Ghana to the world.
Exactly.
And is it only women you make accessories
No, I make for men as well.
Oh.
Yes.
So what do you do for men?
Bracelets and a necklace. And recently I started cufflinks, Edikwa cufflinks for men. So I'm here to re-strategize that part of the business, the men's aspect of it now. But for now, the women's one has been reigning.
And what would winning this cohort mean to you and to your business?
A lot. A lot. As I said, I wanted brand visibility. So it's going to put my brand out there. I'm going to get money to put into my business. So, and most importantly, I've learned a lot. And I'm still learning. So I think that's the biggest advantage.
And what would you say to young people who also have beautiful ideas but do not know how to start it?
You don't have to be ready to start anything you want to do. You start, you fail, you get up, you continue. you can ask questions, those into it. Some are willing to share their experience. You ask, they will tell you. So you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to look at anybody. You don't have to be ready. Just put your foot forward. You will know the next step to take when you make an effort to start. So any idea you have, just start, and you will know how to go about it.
Are you going to Barbados?
Yes.
Which is about the highlights for Core 3.
Yes.
The winner gets to go to Barbados,
Yes.
aside the prizes and all of that.
Exactly.
And how would that also inform how your business goes?
So Barbados, I don't know the market in terms of beaded jewelry or accessories, but it's always good to learn. So I'm sure before I get there, I would have learned about the terrain when it comes to beaded accessories or jewelry in general. So it will give me an idea where to go, how to even strategize myself there to put my business or my brand there.
She's already planned for Barbados.
Yes.
But Sylvia, thank you so much for
you for
coming.
having me.
And we wish you well on that journey.
you.
We'll see who gets to go to Barbados.
We will go.
Hey, you see, I didn't say it. So I didn't say. She said we will go. All right. So Sylvia, thank you so much.
Thank you for
she's the
having
team lead
me.
at Snack Creations.
Yes.
Amazing job there with beaded jewelry. And that's how we draw the curtains on the show this morning. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday to you. We wish you all of God's blessings as you celebrate another milestone. This one says, happy birthday, Thomas, aka TM. Have a wonderful birthday this year, and may God grant you all your secret desires. Have a blast, my brother. Another one here says, special birthday to Brigadier General Thomas Aquinas, Bureau of the Ghana Armed Forces Critical Care and Emergency Unit, from your daughter and subordinate, Ellis Brown Helena Fafa. Continue to be the wonderful father you have been to myself and the unit and the Ghana Armed Forces as a whole. Stay blessed, sir. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Jaden Boache of Duisburg, Germany. You'll grow in grace and be great. From your grandma, Rosemond Asari, in Duisburg, Germany. Happy birthday to you. All right, so happy birthday to all those celebrating their birthdays today, the 1st of October 2025. But let me tell you something about the Roman Reed Traditional Chinese Clinic, where they offer services including effective treatment and management of strokes, heart diseases, diabetes, spine, liver and kidney problems, and all those other challenges. So if you fall within any of these categories, then make your way to the Roman Reed Traditional Chinese Clinic, and they are located opposite the Indian High Commission at Roman Ridge. All you need to do is just call 0546 450 672, 0546 450 672, or 0556 121 863, 0556 121 863. And they work from Monday to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Just make your way there and get treatments for all the challenges you're having with stroke, kidney, liver problems. The one-stop shop for you is the Roman Ridge Traditional Chinese Clinic. Well, that's how we end the show this morning. Join us same time tomorrow here on GHOne Television. I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah. Good morning.